We never wanted to make it a sensation, or we never wanted to titillate. The idea was to show a mirror to the society, and that's what I get. I think that was the objective always. Much talked about episode 3 was was a mess initially, because we uh, the whole episode was an intercut between Punjab and Chitrakoot
Right.
and Sanjeev's world. So when we saw the episode, we realized that, oh shit, this is not working. And instinctively, whenever we reached a location, the way we thought, this is going to look good, so we shot like that. And luckily, everything came together.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Speaking of Cinema on Cyber Talkies. Our regular guests and listeners and viewers must be wondering, why am I starting this conversation in English today? Because we have a special guest who right now does not need an introduction, because he's one of the most sought after directors, I believe, in the country today after his most recent work. We have Proshit Roy with us today. He's the director of Patal Lok, and we also know him from beforehand because he was the director of Pari as well. So, Proshit, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for giving us this time.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Just before me and Proshit we resume our conversation, I just would want to clarify on what I was saying before, is because today we are primarily speaking in English, despite the fact that both of us are absolutely true blue bongs. Because Patal Lok is a Hindi language series, and it caters to a larger audience. So we want to also cater to a larger audience today. But definitely, since two bongs are collaborating right now for this conversation, we're sure that we're going to slip into Bengali now and then. So even for the people who do not understand Bengali, please pardon us. And for people who are expecting Bangla content on a regular basis from Cyber Talkies, please just be with us, because today we are trying to cater to a larger audience, and hopefully someday even Bengali would cater to a huge audience. So Proshit, welcome. Thank you once again for being part of the show. Now, first of all, congratulations for Patal Lok. It was a wonderful show. And as Anurag Kashyap quite rightly said, I kind of concur. I kind of agree with him that it is perhaps the best television series on web, obviously, but it's one of the best series I've ever seen to have come out from this country. As a viewer, solely my own opinion about it, it was fantastic, just fantastic. So many congratulations. And how does it feel right now?
Yeah, it feels great. When everybody around the globe, they are appreciating your work, it really feels great, and especially when the appreciation comes from people like Anurag Kashyap, and who are the torchbearer of modern independent cinema.
Right.
The kind of cinema we have grown on,
Right.
and the kind of cinema inspired us to come to this field and do something.
Right.
So when you get appreciations from them, that means a lot.
Right.
And especially when when your parents come and say, this is, I'm going to say in Bengali, that cinemar moto lagche. That is something that I really cherish.
Absolutely. I think that's the biggest compliment one can get.
Yeah.
Because your parents are normally your biggest critiques all the time.
Yes.
They come and say, "Cinema moto lagche," it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, Proshit, before we get into the conversation about Patal Lok in detail, I'll just go back a bit to 2018 and Pari, because that was your debut as a director for a full-length feature film. Obviously, you directed shorts before that. Now, there's this thing that, if you're being honest, then this is a genre where Indian storytellers on celluloid have not been able to hit the highest bar on a consistent level. So, choosing the horror genre, obviously accepting a few, obviously barring a few exceptions, like maybe Ram Gopal Verma's Raat, which was a very one take on the horror genre, or maybe an overlooked Dobara starring Huma Qureshi and Shakib Salim in recent years. Except for that, the horror genre has not done pretty well in Indian cinema or Hindi cinema per se. but you chose horror to be your first debut film. So was that creating a pressure, or did you see that as an opportunity?
No, I mean, it was never a pressure for me. I always wanted to, do something. I always wanted to tell a story which I really liked
Right.
and which is inside my domain. So, placing a story in Bengal and which is obviously my domain.
Right.
So, and in horror films, I've always seen that you can really explore all the elements of filmmaking, starting from sound to cinematography to colors to I mean costumes, everything, lighting, everything. You can really explore that.
Right.
So I thought that this is a good opportunity. Although I always had some good references like Raat and Gehra and films like that. So I mean, Indians do have a good good set of horror films, but yeah, I mean that never played in my mind that we don't have like good horror films.
Right.
Um, but having said that, I always wanted to make something as my first film where I can really explore all the elements of filmmaking. So
Right.
that was the main. That was the main idea behind making Pari.
Right. There's this thing with Pari. You were also a co-writer for the
Hmm.
script. So when you're writing a horror film today, uh, say for example, say for example, barring a few exceptions, as we mentioned, that maybe there weren't many reference points for you. Obviously, Raat, as you mentioned, was a reference point for you. It was an
Hmm.
inspiration for you. But while you're writing a film like Pari, and the way you've chosen to write the film and the way you've chosen to portray the film is normally uncharted territory in Indian cinema, Hindi horror
Right.
per se.
Hmm.
It had a different look, it had a different texture, it
Hmm.
had a pace which we normally don't associate with Hindi horror films. The
Hmm.
texture, the color palette, as you said. So while you were writing a film which is absolutely fantasy, but you're trying to still make that look so real, what are you looking at? How are you approaching the process of writing it?
I mean, I was trying to tell a story, and this is the kind of story I've heard while growing up.
Mm,
From my grandmother, who used to be other part of Bengal, which is
right,
Bangladesh. So
right,
they come from there, and so I mean, those stories. I mean, because I've been hearing those stories since I was a kid. I
right.
wanted to tell those stories and on screen. And we have seen a lot of films like this, which comes from European countries and from Korean
Right.
countries. I mean, South Korea. So I always used to like those films, and I always thought that there are not much of these kind of films which are made in India. So
Exactly.
that was the whole idea of making a, a film like Pari, which had that kind of a pace and that kind of a color scheme and all those things.
But with Pari, you've managed to be a part of the very coveted club of making a critically acclaimed horror film, which is a rarity because you don't come across a critically acclaimed horror film. But with Pari, you managed to do that. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you, thank you.
So coming to Patal Lok,
Hmm.
for a film, we know that the director is the king. It's his or her final call. It's the director's medium. But for a web series, the writer also has a very important role to play. I'm not saying that the writer does not have an important role to play for a film. Obviously, it has. But uh, in recent times, we have seen the creator or the writer of a show or the showrunner taking the front row or taking the lead. Say, for example, in Game of Thrones, there have been multiple brilliant directors who have directed episodes. But primarily, when we talk about Game of Thrones, we talk about David Benioff and Dan Weiss.
Hmm.
So, in case of Patal, what was the case like, especially since you had Sudeep Sharma writing and creating the content?
Hmm.
So how was the dynamic like? How did you go about the process of directing and writing the show?
See, Pari is far more different from Patal Lok because I was in Pari, I was a co-writer and a director. So I went in with a certain level of, confidence. But here I had to build the confidence because I was not the writer. So over a period of time, I sat with Sudeep sir, and we locked ourselves. Three of us, we locked ourselves in a room, and we went over and over every element of the script so that we can internalize the script inside us. And you need, I mean, because it's a very long process. It's divided in 9 episodes. The story is
Right.
divided over 9 episodes, so it's a very, very long, you know narrative length of the narrative is really, really long. So, and it is not possible for one person to direct and keep a track of all the arcs. So you need somebody who has a who is more who has a aerial view of the whole project. And that's where a showrunner comes in, who, although everybody is doing everything, but there is this person who has the aerial view of the whole thing, and he can uh, keep telling everybody that, okay, so it has to go straight, then go right, then again straight. So he knows the way, and he's just guiding you through the script. So that's where a showrunner comes in, because even on the multiple seasons, he's aware that although the directors are changing and all the crew and everybody is changing, he's the one person who knows what happened on the first season ka first episode, which is going to affect on the fifth season ka seventh episode.
Absolutely.
So he's that guy. Although having said that, it's a collaborative process. I think more, even in film as well as in a series, obviously a script is like it's the design, but a director and the actor, they come in and then they keep on building up on it, and gradually they and gradually it gets built up on a nice house. I mean,
Absolutely.
so yeah, it's a collaborative process.
Interestingly, you have a co-director on this series as well, and the person is Avinash Arun. So,
Hmm.
who is a master when it comes to cinematography himself.
Yes,
He's
yes.
He's been the
He's
DOP
a master director also.
director as well, because his debut film Killa has won many accolades as a director. It's a Marathi film, and he's been the DOP for such brilliant films. So he's definitely coming with a lot of ideas himself.
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
directing and co-directing are two different ballgames.
Definitely.
Normally, so say for example, you come with your own set of ideas when you're trying to direct something, and you want to direct that in your own particular way. But the other director, your co-director, is also coming with another particular set of ideas. So how does this disrupt the process, or if not, how does this add to the process? In the case of Patalok, how has this added to the process?
See, for this, I have to tell you about what was the process like.
Right.
Okay. So in Patalok, we were not sitting at the monitor and we were directing together. So there were tracks like he was handling the inner world of Hathiram. Avinash was handling the Hathiram's house, his equation with his son, some of the portions of the police station, and his investigation. So like that, while I was handling Hathiram's investigation, the section of Chitrakoot, then Sanjeev's world. So we were not directing together. So he was handling his own set of scenes. I was handling my own set of scenes.
Right.
So that happened in the beginning of the pre-production. So so somehow we kind of our ideas were very similar. We were lucky that way. So I didn't see any of Avinash's footage till the time I reached the edit room, and that's when both the footages come together, and our editor Sayukta Kaza, she has been really instrumental in this, matching both the things together.
Because it looks beautiful. Nothing. It looks like as if one person has worked on the entire. One person has written and directed and shot and edited the series. It's so beautifully woven
I mean,
together.
obviously, that's where a showrunner comes in, you know.
Correct.
So the showrunner, makes sure that we are both in the in correct track.
Absolutely. And there's this when you're working with actors, a plethora of actors, talented pool of actors like Neeraj Kavi, like Jaydeep Alawat,
Hmm.
like Swastika Mukhopadhyay, like Abhishek Banerjee, who
Hmm.
are more or less all of them are at the top of their games. Uh, and these characters are so layered characters. Obviously, these are characters which actors would say, serious actors would say that these are characters they can sink their teeth into. But what is the kind of briefing they get from you, from the director, while they're playing this character? Because obviously they also have their interpretations of their own interpretations for the characters.
Yes, exactly. I mean, so I try and look for try and understand what is their interpretation of the characters. You know what they are bringing on the table. I mean, of course, there's a certain. I mean, everything is written on paper, but when they are performing, what they're bringing in, and if they're getting the motivation correct for the scene, I think that's the most important thing, to get the motivation correct. Um, Other than that, we just discuss. We do a lot of workshops, and we together with the actor, we try to create the backstory and why this particular character is doing what they're doing in on screen, and what is the story behind it. We try to create that together so that the motivation becomes clear. That's all.
There are certain scenes in Patal Lok which are truly unspeakable. But they are not only well executed, obviously, but superbly bring out and highlight the negative elements in the story and the society as well. Say, for example, the scene where Chini was abused by Shakal,
Hmm,
which
hmm,
like broke our hearts absolutely,
hmm,
or the one where Top Singh's mother is raped
hmm.
in the flashback segment. As a filmmaker, what was in your mind while preparing for those scenes, while you were shooting those scenes, and also as a filmmaker, how do you decide which are the moral boundaries you cross in portraying or you don't? As in, obviously, these are elements which are happenings which happen in the society, which are reality in the society. But how do you decide which to directly show, to be direct about which one, and to be suggestive about which one? How do you go about that process?
See, first of all, Avinash shot both the sequences.
Right.
So yes, so I think I can only say what we discussed before shooting these. Before he went ahead and shot these two, we never wanted to make it a sensation, or we never wanted to titillate. The idea was to show a mirror to the society, and that's what I get. I think that was the objective always. Um, so what you see uh, on screen is a reflection of that. It was never meant to look good. It was primarily there. We wanted to show the mirror to the society, and you know show it as it is, so that it creeps you. It makes you feel bad when you see. So yeah, so that was the idea.
And the purpose was served, because I'm sure that every person who's watched the series has really felt pathetic. I mean, it was so beautifully done, even though maybe beautiful is the last word you associate with it. But it was the craftsmanship in it was so evident, because all of us felt pathetic deep down when we were watching those scenes, especially where we watched Top Singh's backstory. I mean, that's something which absolutely mm, makes us feel helpless.
Yeah, it crushes you
It
from
crushes you.
inside.
Crushes is the absolutely
Yeah.
crushing is the word. Crushes the word. Um, Patalok also delves into a lot of social layers. A lot of layers, say the caste identity issue, then class, sexual identity, and conservatism, liberalism, everything. But intelligently enough, it does not take any side. It remains objective, absolutely. It observes it with objectivity, every kind of social identity, I guess. Uh, how did you manage to strike this balance? Because why am I asking you this question is, normally people from the arts, we tend to be towards the liberal side. So
Hmm.
when we are putting out something, a content, or we're creating something, it is normally critiquing communalism, hatred, or absolute distinction on people's birth or their identity. Even liberalism has been critiqued beautifully. How did you achieve this balance?
I think the idea was to see everybody with the same layer of empathy. You know, all the characters, the way you see a character of a cop, it's the same way, with that same level of empathy you see a character of a goon or a criminal. You know, so and that was the idea of the whole show, that you see every character with a certain level of empathy, and that's where you strike the balance, that when you invest in every character and a little bit of their backstory, even at the smallest character in Patal Lok has a backstory, and you know why Shukla is going and talking to this girl. When you see his wife sitting and sitting in a Calcutta restaurant and asking ke sarson ka tel to nahi dalte, so you understand all this because you see every character with that empathy. I think that's where the balance comes in.
I'm sure that the Calcutta part was directed by you.
Yes.
There's one more beautiful character, which since we were talking about even the smallest of characters and how every character's detail has been worked out so beautifully in the series, Vishal Tyagi's backstory and his brother-in-law, even he had a backstory.
Yes.
So interestingly done, because whenever Hathiram was going there and interrogating about Vishal Singh's backstory, his brother-in-law was the person who was always angry, and we could not realize in the beginning what was the reason. But there was this factor, there's this simmering tension that there is something
Yes.
over there,
Yes.
and then
And that's what motivates him to wait outside. And again, when he comes out, he wanted to talk to him, because otherwise there's a dead end for him.
Absolutely. Isn't collaborating with so many actors at such a huge level so difficult? How do you manage to do that for a series?
Yeah, it was very difficult. We had almost 240 speaking cast members, and I mean, most of this. I mean, we could only do workshop with the main characters, the primary characters, the four assassins, Sanjeev, Hathiram, their wives, the kid. So we could do only manage these, and the rest of the people we were meeting right on the day of the shoot. So yeah, it was really difficult. But we have been really lucky that our casting managers, they really got us good actors, so they could really get the motivations like this. So and the bigger problem is that on a film set you can shoot 3.5 pages every day. Out here you have to shoot like sometimes 5.5, 6 pages every day. So it becomes even more difficult. But yeah, I mean, when you have good actors, things become a lot more easier.
Absolutely. I'm just going to go back to that co-directing question once again. Was everything pre-planned? Because say, for example, when you're looking out for locations, you're going on recce, obviously you might have a different choice and Avinash Arun might have a different choice. And
Correct.
then there is the showrunner again, Sudeep Sharma is there.
Correct.
So once you're going about the shooting, or say, for example, you're directing a particular segment and at the same point of time, Avinash Arun is directing another scene. Your interpretations of a same character might be a little different for a particular scene, for a particular point in the episode or the series. How do you manage to come to the same page? Was that all pre-planned, or were there improvisation? There were examples of improvisations on sets.
There were improvisations on set, but then we had the character arcs at the back of our head, because I mean from those 7 days, the way we
Inside the room.
inside the room, the way we got the characters, we internalized the characters, the emotions, and the arcs and everything, all the elements of the script. So we always knew that this character has to react in a certain way to reach the next scene and react in that way, in that next scene. So if I'm doing this scene and Avinash is doing that scene, we knew exactly how, they have to react. So we worked accordingly. We never had that problem. And obviously, if at any point we were having any problem, Sudeep sir was always there to guide us. So
So what happened in that case? Because this is a very interesting scenario. It's the
hmm,
director's final call normally on the audiovisual platforms.
hmm,
So there are two directors. Now, if there is a creative difference,
hmm.
whose final call would it be?
Well, we never had any difference, because I mean that's why we discussed everything beforehand before we go on floor. We never discussed, and we are very. We never had, between me, Sudeep sir, and Avinash, we never had any egos. So
Right.
there was always a certain level of uh,
Collaborative urge.
collaboration. Always, it was always there. He was suggesting something, I was suggesting something, Sudeep sir was suggesting something. So it went on and on and on throughout the process, even on the edit. When Sanyukta joined, the much talked about episode 3 was a mess initially, because we the whole episode was an intercut between Punjab and Chitrakoot
Right.
and Sanjeev's world. So when we saw the episode, we realized that, oh shit, this is not working. So we had to rewrite the episode from the scratch, as in on edit table. So if you see, Punjab section is right now together, Chitrakoot section is right now together, and then comes Sanjeev section.
Right.
So so there was a lot of collaboration happened between
Right.
three of us, and we and all kinds of discussions were welcome.
That's fantastic. Coming, I would just refer to the question we had discussed previously about the color scheme of the series, which I guess was beautiful. It was so brilliantly done. The low light cinematography of the entire series, which kind of lend to the entire feeling which one goes through while we are watching the series, Patal Lok. Who came up with that? Whose idea was that? And if I'm not mistaken, there was a certain usage of a greenish texture more often than not, which really enhanced the entire visual experience of the viewer. So, who came up with that? Whose idea was that?
It it just happened instinctively. There was so Avinash was shooting his own section, Saurav Goswami was shooting my section, and again we discussed that we want to keep it very real. Uh, that was the brief which we got from Sudeep sir, to keep it completely real. So we followed that. That's
Right.
all. And instinctively, whenever we reached a location, the way we thought, this is going to look good, so we shot like that. And luckily, everything came together.
That's fantastic. Because I remember having a discussion with a friend of mine
Hmm.
after watching Patal Lok. The first thing which came to my mind as a point of good reference, positive reference, was True Detective season 1.
Right, right. Yeah,
Because
because that's also a slow burn series, and this is also a slow burn series. So, so obviously there will be a certain level of,
comparison, maybe positive
yeah,
comparison, obviously,
yeah, yeah,
because Patal Lok is absolutely original in its own way. It's very much a story of this land, whereas True Detective was a story of that land. But as you mentioned, that the style, it's a slow burn series, and the feeling, the emotions you go through, the pace of the emotions is kind of similar, and the texture as well.
yeah,
Even so, I was talking about Pari. Coming back to Pari, you used a color scheme which was
yeah.
a little bluish, grayish in tone, which is once again a kind of tone which you say, for example, we witnessed in good horror films like The Exorcism of Emily Rose, or say, for example, The Conjuring Part 1. And it was a
See,
conscious choice.
there, these, yes, everything is a conscious choice, because we wanted to create that monsoons in Kolkata, that
Right.
Shat Shate, what we
Chat
call
chat.
in
Yes.
Bengali.
Yes.
I wanted to portray that on screen, that
And you
whole,
can't replace the word with an English word. Chat chat.
yes, yes, yes. And see that this is what I'm saying, that, when you write Shat Shate, you can't really, find a word for it in English or in Hindi.
Exactly.
So, these are the things which get lost in translation.
Translation.
And
Yes.
I think, yeah, otherwise, yeah, so, everything was a conscious choice. If you see Sanjeev section, I
Right.
tried to use a lot of handheld there because I wanted to give the behind the scene kind of a feel, because
Right.
he's a newsman, and we are getting into his life, where he's gradually becoming the news. So I wanted to keep this behind the scene kind of a feel to it. It's the same way, if you see Hathiram's
Hmm.
world, it's very, you know, proper, measured, his world. Because we are talking about Dharti Lok.
Yes.
And again, if you go to Patal Lok, the Chitrakoot section is not very measured. It's a kind of, there's a sense of dystopia. There's a kind of desolate, uh, in the whole world, because that represents the fault lines which runs through our country.
Right.
So yeah, these are the conscious choices.
Coming, since we're talking about color schemes, the production design, I must say, it's been a commendable job what the production design of Patal Lok is. It's beautiful. In fact, to be very honest, as a viewer, I speak absolutely just as a viewer, and it's my opinion that as far as series are concerned, plenty of we have watched quite a few international series, definitely on web or television series, which we get to watch on web over here, web platforms over here, who have brilliant production designs. But in India, we haven't witnessed so many series coming out, barring one or two, maybe you can just count them, uh, that have such a brilliant production design and which is so true to the story. Because Patal Lok, as you rightly pointed out, it's about Swarglok, Dharti Lok, and Patal Lok. So there are three layers of the society.
Yeah, that's the whole idea of the show, that these three Indias, which actually lives in this one India.
Absolutely. So, what were the discussions, or what were the ideas while you were, coming up? You were brainstorming for the production design bit.
I Well, a lot of credit goes to Mukund Gupta and his teammates, and Wahi, and who's the art director. Mukund Gupta is a production designer of Patal Lok. So, the majority of the credit goes to him. And, the only brief we gave it to him was, we want to make it real. So, from the very beginning, in all the recce's, we tried to identify, as much as real places possible to shoot Patal Lok. So Patal Lok is primarily shot on real locations, except barring a few, the police station, because no police station allowed us to shoot. So we had to create that, and Hathiram's house and the new studio. So these are the few things which we had to create. Otherwise, most of it is shot on real locations. And Mukund and team has done a tremendous job to make them look authentic.
And the fair. What about the fair in the last episode?
That they had put up. They had put up
That was
in Bombay.
fantastic.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was fantastic. I mean,
yeah.
it's looking like a fair from the rural graph of India, uh, and it's outstanding.
Yeah, they had done tremendous research on the fair. Mukund and his team. Also, I think you need to do a good level of pre-production. And that's the key to achieve a show like this. You need to spend time on the pre-production, because the more you spend time on the pre-production, the more you are prepared on the day of the shoot, which is very important.
Right. Absolutely so. What's your takeaway from this show?
My takeaway.
Yeah. Except for obviously all the accolades and the fame which is coming along with it. What's your takeaway as a creator, as an artist? What's your takeaway from this show, from Patal Lok?
Well, I don't know what's my takeaway. I'm still too,
Attached to it.
yeah, I'm still too attached to it to understand that. But I mean, I wanted to, for the last few years, the level of intolerance in our country has gone to a different level, and that we all know.
Yes.
And that was bothering me for a very, very long time, because when we were kids, we were brought up in a complete different way.
Absolutely.
So when in today's world, certain incidents which are happening, that really bothers people like us. So I feel that I'm lucky to find a place to somehow say, through this script, through this series, I could say a few things which I always wanted to say. You know.
Since we're speaking on this line, I must allude to a certain topic. Is that the freedom as a writer, as a creator, you got on a web platform? Did it really make a difference as a storyteller?
Uh, See, the thing is that it is not because it's a web platform, because the story itself is chosen for that. Uh, if the story was chosen for a feature film, we could have said the story in a different voice.
Right.
We chose this voice because we were doing it for the web platform. Um, yeah, I think you know because as we say that it's a personal connect. Anything you see on OTT, it creates a personal connection. But yeah, having said that, on a theatrical release you have to maintain a borderline. You can't go out that. Here you can see a lot of things because
Right.
of because of that freedom. So yeah, I can't say more, but yeah,
None
it
of us
feels
can.
good.
We
It's
can
it's
just,
it's it's a little liberating. All I can say.
Proshit, what's on the cards for you in the near future?
I don't know, man. I've dipped my fingers in a few things, but I'm still to wait because I'm still waiting for the lockdown to get over.
Yes.
So only after that I'll come to know, uh, you know, what's going to materialize.
But obviously, you're going to make more films, feature films for theatrical purpose.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
But you're going to be open to making more series as well when the content's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm. It will all depend on the kind of script I get. If see, I really work unless I connect personally on a material. I'm not. I can't direct. I really need to spend time on the material. I really need to connect personally with it. So yeah, so I have to wait and see that what comes in my way.
That's fantastic, Roshit. We all have a lot of expectations from you after Pari and Patal Lok, and I'm sure you're going to do all of us proud. And you're going to give us some amazing stories, which we will absolutely enjoy watching. Uh, from Team Cyber Talkies, wish you all the very best, and thank you so much for giving us time today and having this
Thank you so
conversation.
much for having me
And
on
as
your show.
thank you so much. The pleasure's been ours. And as a parting wish, just there's this poster behind you on your wall, one of Ray's classics. We can wish you
Yeah.
in the name of Joy Baba Philunath.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure talking to you, Koshi.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you.